How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you a review of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2, Episode 0, Guardian Fitz. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this one. We're back, baby. If you watch my review of, I want to say, Mashal yesterday, or was it my review of Pokemon? Probably one of those reviews, but if you watch my reviews of either one of those, you knew this was coming. I told you July 2nd is when they're going to kick this off. Although, according to what I've seen, the official episode 1 won't be until the 14th. I think there's some sort of holiday going on, or at least, is it Golden Week? Oh man, I didn't realize if Golden Week was actually going on. That's when, a lot of places are taking breaks. But this week we got a lot of good stuff coming back. This Bleach, Rurouni Kenshin remake. Please let it be just like the manga. But this was my anime of, I want to say, 2021. I think this to me should have been like #1 anime of 2021. I started seeing stills, or should I say not even stills. I started seeing I don't even want to say GIFs, just clips of the show with the animation. The animation is beautiful and smooth, and the action scenes were really, really good. So something told me, let me jump in on this. And I don't regret jumping in on this series at all. Although the beginnings could be, I don't want to say difficult because of how the main character, Rudy is. I mean, everybody's like, hey, he's really 34, but he's actually a child. He just has the mind. It's so much stuff that it's, if this is your first time watching this and you're watching my review, first of all, thank you. Secondly, go watch season 1. There's 2 parts to it, 26 episodes. Fantastic show. Get you all up in the feels. But this is just amazing. So who is Fitz? What is Fitz? What's going on here? Fitz is actually Slyphie. So during that great magical cataclysm that sent people scattered everywhere, while it sent Eris and Rudy to the demon continent, it sent Eris to this kingdom. I thought I had wrote down the name of the kingdom in my notes. I think the kingdom of, is it Greyrat? I should have took some time to write down this, but in the kingdom, and she's literally falling from the sky, which makes me realize, wow, if you pay attention to what they said in part 2 of season 1, people were either transported in the middle of nowhere, in the wilderness, where demons and beasts could kill them, behind enemy lines where they were killed. A lot of the men were a lot of people were put into slavery. A lot of people were assaulted physically and sexually. Very, very, it's a very much an adult. I don't want to call it a graphic novel, but it's like novella, because there's a light novel, a manga, and an anime. But this thing was horrifying, ruined so many lives, and some people were just dead, just missing. And she has the misfortune, I should say, of just falling from the sky. So she's trying to use her wind to slow down, trying to use the water. She kind of chokes in the air, and her hair goes from being that nice, soft, kind of vibrant green, and it turns white. Now, from what I read, it turns white because she's using up all her magic. But this is different from what I've done before when I looked up my research. Because as she's falling, and she's trying to do her wind magic, we have this Princess Ariel and her 2 guards. One of them is Luke. I can't remember. I don't remember the other. I think the other one's name was Brandon. And a big crash happened. I'm thinking, oh, Slyphie. But no, she's still falling. And some type of demon boar was behind palace lines. And when it went into attack, of course, the 2 guards go in after and it's so, I guess it's a little bit serendipitous, right? Because she's talking about cake. They're making, it's like sexual references, when talking about berries and stuff. Very, very, I don't want to say teasing, but very curt way of bringing up these things, and also mentioning that she is literally the princess. You gotta worry about these slanderous things being said behind you. She is the second princess, has an older sister, two older brothers. Unless they die, she's gonna be just fine. But this thing attacks. It looks like it killed one guy, injured Luke, and before it could kill the princess, Slyphie comes straight down, lands on his head, but gets a fatal blow with this wind attack to try to save herself. So again, serendipitous. She saved two other people while killing this thing and saving herself. And now she is a guard of this princess under the name Fitz, hiding the fact that she is a woman. And the princess has her under her service, kind of with the veiled threat of, hey, since you're behind enemy lines, or should I say, since you kind of trespassing, there could be a punishment for you, but put on these sunglasses to hide the red eyes and just be by my side. All right, she does it. She promised that she was going to help her find her family, which she informs her that Fittoa is basically gone. Same thing that Rudy's dad has to tell him, because Rudy wouldn't know what the heck had happened. A lot of people don't know what's going on. Now, the difference between this and from what I understand from the light novel, I believe, is that she should have lost her memory and slowly gained it back, I thought. That was my understanding. Perhaps I'm wrong. If anybody is familiar with this, please leave a comment down below. But she joins the princess. She's doing guard stuff. She Slyphie, now Fitz are a bit of Fitz is a bit of a, I don't want to say enigma, because everyone knows the silent Fitz doesn't speak, but Sylvie's having a hard time, always standing up. She's shifting on her feet, trying to keep an eye on the princess at all times, and she has elf ears, so she can hear everyone gossiping, and just everything is making her head swim. And when someone tries to help her, they're like, "You're pretty dainty hands there," and she's like trying to back up, ends up having someone knock down some wine, but the princess expertly sings, which gets everyone's attention, and she's very popular. Ariel's very, very popular, and the reason why she sings is not just because it more or less protected Slyphie, but because her older brother Gabriel, who makes a point and I guess this is for us, the viewers, but at the same time makes a point of going, oh yes, my sister, whose mother is lawfully queen while my mother was just a concubine. She's just like, how's it going, brother? She's talking to Pilimon, who is actually the father of Luke, and they have a meeting and whatever, and then the brother talks about berries again, and I'm thinking he's making a sexual joke, well, not a joke, but sexual reference when talking about berries to his younger half sister. No, it's about the berries are the kingdom and taking the throne and all this other stuff. And going to Pilimon, you guys plotting? He's like, I've understood that you, Pilimon, you like to save the berries for last. And you're like, who would you cede those berries to? To you, obviously, your lordship. What? Whew. Very funny. The one thing I've always liked about Jobless Reincarnation is the talking parts are good. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure younger me, this might have been hit or miss. Might have been, because I watch Gundam, and y'all, Gundam is a lot of talking. I'm just sorry to burst your bubble. Gundam is tons of talking. If you don't like politics, why the hell are you watching Mobile Suit Gundam and Gundam Wing? Although the action parts are worth it. Also, what was that? The one with Lelouch, Code Geass. I got some political stuff in it too. Most anime has some type of connotation behind it, and when we get to stuff like the high fantasy with the politics talk and all that, it's great. The talking in here is great. So he also mentioned, oh yes, sister, you should sing for me one day. And that brought about the singing. So another thing before we go further with the political intrigue is Sylphie's having a hard time going to sleep. Like, she's having nightmares about the fall, And since she's a guard with Luke, they share bed chambers. Obviously separate beds, but they share a bed chamber where she could be herself and whatnot. I'm assuming that only the closest people to the princess know that Fitz is actually a woman. She was a 90, for God's sake. I don't think. We'll get back to the political stuff. The secret meeting took place between Pilamon and Ariel, which is interesting because I would have thought it would have been the same day. It wasn't. It was the next day, where the princess is just gathering support. They're using her popularity, but popularity can wane, as it was so expertly put to her. It makes sense. You can, as long as you're kind and you're popular, you can garner favor with people, but you're still going to have to do other things to garner favor, which the talking is very well done, because you see her saying, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Like speaking individually to every person. And we get, I don't know who's leaking the information, but with Gabriel early was this bald guy. I'm just going to call him Sir Baldy. There's always some bald, evil a-hole in this series for some reason. Now, Sir Baldy was just talking to the king, and the king talking to Gabriel. I don't know Gabriel's king, but talking to Gabriel, and literally saying, Gabriel's like, she's gonna try to do a coup, isn't she? And I was thinking the same thing. He's like, she wouldn't be rash. She wouldn't be that rash as to cause a coup of some sort, but she probably would gather favor. And later we see them at a play, which I thought it was Shakespeare because I saw To Be or Not to Be, but it was a different kind. It wasn't Shakespeare, obviously, but it was a different play. I like whoever does the subs for Jobless Reincarnation, give them all of the money, because I can appreciate that you have the subs on the bottom for the conversation that we're supposed to hear and the subs up top for the stuff in the background. Please, people, when you're doing your subtitles, do not layer them one on top of the other. Do not go, here's what's saying in the background, and here's what they're saying, and now there's not enough room, and we got to try to pay attention. Look, I love watching subtitles. I love watching foreign movies. I watch my anime subbed, mostly because I study Japanese and still studying Japanese, but I like watching my anime sub. Help your viewers out and put them at the top and put them at the bottom. Give this person a raise. But I digress. They're at this play, and you think Sir Baldy has like a prostitute or a slave, because it's a youngish looking woman. I say youngish, I say woman because there's some curves there, but looks almost like a petite woman, if you would say that. Youngish looking woman sitting on his lap. Thought it was a slave because you see a collar. And later that day, you have, getting ahead of myself. During this conversation, again, they're talking about, well, this coup, and she's popular, and looks like she's not moving, but she's gathering people, just in case something happens, she's going to have favor with some folks that can protect her. And Sir Baldy, it's always the Sir Baldys that go, you should be ready for that just in case. He's like, well, what should I do if that happens? He's like, you should do what you gotta do. Basically saying, you gotta kill her. You have to kill her. You gotta be ready for that. And I can arrange that. So you wish, me lord, your highness. Yeah, make it so. Make it so. And he made it so. But gathering into that made it so. Ariel considers Fitz a friend. Considers Slyphie a friend because she saved her life. No headway on trying to find out where her friends or family are, but you can tell there. Part of me was like, is there a friendship here? Slyphie is very nice, semi naive, but I'm wondering if this Ariel person, that she seems nice and regal, is she still the regal? Remember, this is Jobless Reincarnation. Things can flip on a dime. Ariel had invited Fitz to share a bed with her that night because she heard that she's having nightmares. And she's like, wait, what? And Luke's like, hey, take your reward. Teedly heedly hee. So you get a little bit of yaoi in here. Which it does happen. She goes in there, has her nightie. The princess obviously is wearing the lone garb. We've seen Eris wear something similar. And she teases her. like Princess Ariel teases the hell out of her about going, well, I am somewhat aroused now that you talk about it. And, doesn't really straddle her, but it's on top of her. And she says, it's just funny. Like, the look on your face makes it tempting, but I told you we're just gonna share a bed. I'm not gonna force myself on you. Very funny, very princessly, very regalish. There you go. Very regalish. But they do. And even throughout the night, Eris, they hold hands. It's girly stuff. What they're both probably, I don't remember how old Rudy was at this time. 13, 14, 15. Who? Fantasy world, doesn't matter. But they sleep together, hold hands. And while the princess is sleeping, Sylphie's still up. And she just looks to her right and sees a woman standing there just staring at him. And she pushes the princess because it was the same slave/prostitute who's actually an assassin trying to kill the princess. Sylphie's doing her wind magic thing, just hoo ha. Animation's fantastic, so this whole entire scene was great. And Fitz was cut a bit, and when Sylphie was cut, assassin comes in close. She point blank wind blasts her so hard that it doesn't just throw her out the window. It doesn't just break the window. I'm talking the area. This is the window. This is the window in the the balcony area. This here. She blasts a hole this big and sends her through it. Pretty sure the assassin's dead. The assassin's name was the Night-Eyed Hawk. So kind of reminds me of Jack the Ripper from Fate. That design is very Jack the Ripper from Fate. But Sylphie's about to pass out, and she does. There was some poison on that dagger, a very ugly looking dagger. And now Pilamon, they have a meeting in the morning. Sylphie's all right. It's time to figure this out. Are you gonna stay? You're gonna go. You should probably go so you don't die, because the Night-Eyed Hawk has actually killed a bunch of nobles as of lately. And she's not running just because, out of fear. Running because we want you to stay alive. And at this point in time, she's talking about releasing Sylphie from her duty because Luke's going to go with her. And when she leaves, it's going to be under the guise of studies. But Sylphie says, no, we're friends. You said you consider me a friend. I consider you a friend. And I stick by my friends and I help them out when they're in danger. Because the princess is being very honorable, saying, I put you in my service under the guise of a veiled trespassing threat. I couldn't even find the people who were important to you because I don't have that much status. You don't have to follow me, but they're going to follow. She's going to follow her. The men swear honor to Ariel Anemoi Asura, because she declares to them, I will be sovereign of this kingdom. And Sylphie no longer has nightmares, as she explains to us, as they're crossing a winter, I won't say winter wonderland, but crossing a winter scene in those mountains. I appreciate this being in episode 0. We could have easily gotten, episode 1, see what's with our heartbroken boy Rudy, and go from there. And then somewhere down the line, he meets up with Fitz and be like, oh my Zod, it's Sylphie. Where have you been? And then we get the episode that's the recap. I like having an episode that's not a recap, that's just showing us this is what happened. It spices it up because it's inevitable. You will have flashback episodes. But this is a great way of saying, hey, you're going to see this character. People who have read manga and light novel, you're going to see this character. So, hey, here's what she was doing beforehand, and here's how we're going to get to where we're going. I heavily appreciate it. I've already said the parts I enjoy. Didn't intend for this to be a play-by-play talk. Kind of like, I didn't even do play-by-plays with my original Mushoku Tensei. At least I don't think I did. It's so much stuff that goes on in there, and I encourage you to, if you haven't if you're still listening to me and you haven't watched it, thank you. You're wonderful. But I encourage you to watch it. Fantastic show. That's Rudy grown up. He's bigger now. He's like 16. He's huge. The voice actor for Rudy this time around is going to be the voice actor for Zenitsu. I cannot remember. his name. Just give me 5 seconds to type in voice actor Zenitsu. Oh my goodness, Hiroshimono. Yeah. So and he has done audio work for the web novels, the web novel versions of Jobless Reincarnation. I've heard him speak in this role. Dude has some good chops. This is going to be really, really good. So what do I give this? I'm excited. I'm back. You know what? It's a great way to start things off. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Yep. I'm starting it high because I'm excited because we get to see what Sylphie was up to, because the animation's still great. You got me interested during the talking. It's been a while since I was able to watch a show while taking notes and just still totally be zeroed in. I only had to rewind twice just so I can see a name and get the name. The 30 minutes flew by, and I'm thankful that it is also on Hulu. Thank goodness, because I don't know what it is with the distribution. I don't know. Crunchyroll / Funimation is taking a lot of stuff away from these other distributors, but glad they got it, because this is where I started, and I like to continue it that way. I'm weird that way. But let me know what you think of the episode in the comment section down below. Actually, what do you think about Jobless Reincarnation as a whole? It very much proves that anime isn't just for children. Anime and animation can be for adults, because there are themes in this show in particular I would hesitate to let a young child see. Maybe you let your 17 or 18-year-old see it, but you gotta sit down and watch something with it, because this very emotional ride, I'm excited, I'm enthused. Don't forget, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be notified of more videos like this one, guys. Thank you for taking some time out to listen to me. Please be good, be blessed, wash those hands, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. All right. And I will just, I'm Shane. I'm too excited. I'm going to watch this again. I've watched it twice. I'm going to watch it a third time. Man, I'll see you next time.